Good. Chris Holt here, new weekly update. Now we're preparing for this coming Monday's City Council meeting, March 25th. So click the link below, take a look at the full agenda, because I'm not going to talk about everything. There's a lot of really boring stuff. There's some stuff in here that we've already discussed a little bit at the standing committee meeting. So I'm going to sort of skip over things and just really talk about some things that I feel that you might be interested in actually listening to and learning a little bit more about. So we're going to jump right into it here with item 8.1. It's the Downtown Windsor Community Collaborative, the community garden request at Karen Avenue Park. So what's happening there is the community garden that the DWCC has installed and nurtured with the help of the residents in Bruce Park. They're moving over to Karen Park. Why? Because it is so popular and they're outgrowing their space in Bruce Park. So they're moving it over to Karen Park, and they're looking for council's support in the redevelopment of Karen Park there. So item 8.2, we've got a tree inventory and canopy cover assessment. Now that sounds rather droll, but it's actually very cool, because we're talking about urban forests. We're putting together an urban forest management plan that we expect to start in the spring and to commence in the fall of 2020. And so what we're doing right now is we are going out and identifying and locating every single tree on the city right-of-way, as well as in the park system. So that's very cool. So we'll know everything about our trees. So we've got the bike share feasibility study update. We've been working on bike share now, and we've been wanting to bring forward bike share for quite some time now. It's gone back and forth, and we've actually hired a consultant to get us to this point. So we're going to be discussing this. This came through the Environment, Transportation, and Public Safety Standing Committee, and we're going to be discussing this. So if you care about bike share, you want to see bike share come to your city, contact your councillor, click on the link below, that type of thing. Okay, blah, 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 blah. A lot of blah, blah, blahs going through the minutes of the Windsor-Essex County Environment Committee, stuff like that. So 8.16, I put this on here. It's not going to have widespread appeal, but it's something to me and some of my constituents in South Walkerville. It's a response to my council question about what we can do about the smokers around Metropolitan Campus. So what happened is the provincial government declared all of their property, so the health services, all the hospitals, that's a provincial authority, and they said no smoking on hospital grounds. So they tore out all their smoking areas, and basically a lot of the smokers are going onto the sidewalks, even onto the private property of the houses that are around the hospital. So I asked a council question about what we can do about it, and it's going through the system. And so what where we're at now is we're going to be installing benches and garbage cans and stuff in the median between the sidewalk and the road. So that's actually city property. So I'm going to use some of my ward funds for that. Hopefully that cleans up a lot of the problem around the hospital. And when it comes to cigarette butts, it's actually really bad. I can't believe that. It looks like snow drifts of cigarette butts. And then going on to item 8.17, cost-neutral options to reinstate promotional program of the first hour free parking. Now, this is something that Councillor Bordelin was working on at the request of the downtown BIA. And so it's just to bring back free parking, first hour free parking in a couple of the parking garages downtown. So that is, we're going to be debating the consequences of that. So 8.24, that's a report back, the progress report on the City of Windsor Lancaster bomber. 8.25 for those of you in the West End who remember the murals, the Black History murals that I believe it was up against the old grocery store there. We're talking about options for relocation of those things. So that's item 8.25. And then further on in the agenda, item 10.1, it's the Heritage Recognition Awards of 2019. Now these, we get together and we highlight and we thank the people that go above and beyond the call of duty when it comes to preserving our built heritage, the buildings that we see around us. And so I believe there's 3 or 4 on there. Mike Berkovich, again, he's on there. He's a guy that if you know Walkerville, you know Mike's work, and he's being highlighted again for a lot of the stuff that he's done. So that's item 10.1. And you know what? That's it. So I'm just gonna cut it there. I highly encourage you though to click that link below and check out the full agenda, because there's a lot of stuff I slipped over here. I don't want to bore you. I don't want to take any longer than I really need to do for these updates. So check that out, and also subscribe while you're at it. While you're clicking around on that YouTube page, click subscribe so you know when I give the updates for all these council meetings and standing committee meetings. So again, thank you very much for taking the time and tuning in, and hope to see you in council chambers. Cheers. Is that good?